Imagine waking up in silk sheets, your favorite morning espresso delivered to your bedside by a personal assistant, and the air around you softly scented by custom-blended oils. Sounds perfect, right? But what if I told you that this very comfort is a trap? A golden cage that dulls your instincts, weakens your will, and makes you dependent on things that never really mattered in the first place. The Roman Stoic philosopher Seneca, one of the wealthiest men of his time, understood this better than anyone. He had everything the world could offer, yet he warned us about the silent dangers of luxury. He knew what most people today are too distracted to see. Luxury isn't freedom, it's a leash made of gold. Seneca, the Roman statesman, playwright, and philosopher, lived a life filled with paradox. He had immense wealth, yet his teachings warned sharply against the dangers of wealth's seductive pull. He understood that luxury doesn't just change your lifestyle. It reshapes your mindset, erodes your discipline, and enslaves you to comfort. In a society that constantly pushes us to want more, buy more, and flaunt more, Seneca's message is more relevant than ever. The more you chase luxury, the further you drift from inner peace. This isn't about minimalism or being anti-money. It's about becoming immune to the illusions that luxury creates. Seneca believed in owning wealth without letting it own you. If you've ever felt like something is missing despite having everything, then you need to hear what he knew. Chapter 1. Seneca's Paradox: Riches Without Attachment. Seneca was a paradox walking in a toga. One of the wealthiest men in the Roman Empire, he could afford anything: mansions, servants, rare delicacies, even influence over emperors. Yet he constantly wrote against the very lifestyle he had access to. Why? Because he saw the truth firsthand. Luxury changes people. In his famous letters to Lucilius, Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." Let that sink in. You could own a mansion and still feel like you're lacking. You could dine on silver plates and still feel empty. Because the danger of luxury isn't just in the possession, it's in the addiction. When you get used to soft living, your mind softens with it. You stop being sharp. You stop being grateful. And worst of all, you stop being resilient. Seneca deliberately practiced voluntary discomfort. He would sleep on the floor, eat plain food, wear rough clothes. Why? To train his mind, to remind himself, I can endure this. I don't need comfort to survive. Imagine doing that while having access to every pleasure Rome could offer. That's discipline. That's mental freedom. Chapter 2. The Illusion of Progress. We live in a time where luxury is sold as success. Fast cars, shiny watches, private jets, minimalist homes with $10,000 couches. It's all marketed as the dream. But Seneca would laugh at our definition of success. Because what is success, really? Is it the outward symbols? Or is it the inner peace? Seneca believed that luxury fools us into thinking we're making progress, when in fact, we're just distracting ourselves. You upgrade your car, your clothes, your phone, your house. But do you upgrade your character? We suffer more in imagination than in reality, Seneca warned. Luxury makes you imagine suffering at the slightest inconvenience. No AC. Nightmare. Delayed Amazon delivery? Tragedy. But these aren't real problems. They're illusions created by constant comfort. The more luxury you have, the less prepared you are to handle life when it turns rough. And life always turns rough. So, instead of spending energy avoiding discomfort, the Stoic chooses to face it, embrace it, and grow stronger through it. Chapter 3. How Luxury Weakens the Mind. Here's what Seneca saw that others missed. Luxury is not evil, but it is dangerous. Why? Because it creates dependency. You stop doing things for yourself. You stop thinking creatively. You avoid challenge. You seek ease. Slowly, you become mentally fragile, emotionally weak, and physically soft. Luxury encourages passivity. When everything is done for you, you stop doing. When everything is provided, you stop striving. You confuse comfort with happiness, and that's the trap. Seneca believed that luxury dulls virtue. The virtues Stoics prize: courage, wisdom, temperance, justice, thrive in hardship, not in ease. When your biggest problem is which luxury brand to buy, you're not growing, you're stagnating. So, if you're chasing wealth, ask yourself, do I want money for freedom or for decoration? Because only one of those paths leads to strength. Chapter 4. The practice of voluntary poverty. One of Seneca's boldest practices was what he called voluntary poverty. Once a month, he would live like he had nothing. He wore basic clothes, ate the simplest meals, and slept in uncomfortable places. He wasn't punishing himself. He was training his mind. His goal was to remind himself, even if I lose everything, I can still endure. Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, and ask yourself, is this the condition I feared? What a powerful question. Most people are so terrified of losing comfort that they avoid risk, hide from challenges, and overwork themselves just to maintain their lifestyle. But Seneca flipped the script. Once you've tasted discomfort voluntarily, you stop fearing it. And when you stop fearing loss, you become truly powerful. Because now, no one controls you. Not your boss. Not your bank account. Not your stuff. You are free. Chapter 5. Detachment, not denial. It's important to note, Seneca didn't believe in rejecting wealth. He believed in detachment from wealth. Big difference. Seneca kept his money. He used it for good. He funded public works and helped his friends. But he didn't worship it. He didn't let it define him. And most importantly, he wasn't scared to lose it. That's the Stoic way. Use wealth. Don't let it use you. You can live in a nice home, drive a reliable car, eat well, but don't become owned by those things. If you can walk away from it tomorrow without panic or breakdown, then you are in control. That's real power. So don't fall into the modern trap of flaunting wealth as a personality. Stoicism teaches that the only wealth worth chasing is the kind that builds your soul, not just your wardrobe. Chapter 6. Luxury and Anxiety. Here's another truth Seneca understood. Luxury increases anxiety. Why? Because the more you have, the more you fear losing it. Every new item becomes a liability. Every added comfort becomes a burden. You lock your doors tighter. You check your investments constantly. You compare yourself to others obsessively. You're no longer living. You're guarding. Seneca warned, wealth is a slave if it masters you. True Stoic wealth is freedom from neediness, from craving, from insecurity. And you don't get that by adding more. You get it by subtracting what controls you. Chapter 7. Time over money. Seneca's most urgent warning wasn't about gold. It was about time. He wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. You can earn more money, but you can't earn more time. And luxury consumes your time with meaningless pursuits. Shopping, showing off, scrolling. You chase things that fade, while ignoring what matters. Your character, your relationships, your mission. So what do the Stoics say? Stop chasing things that cost you time, but add no value. Invest in activities that build you. Read, reflect, meditate, challenge yourself, help others. Don't spend hours choosing between watches. Spend them building a life you don't want to escape from." Chapter 8. Modern Application. Escape the trap. Let's bring it into the modern world. Luxury today isn't just money. It's everything we're addicted to: social media, endless consumption, overindulgence. And it's all designed to keep you distracted, compliant, and weak. So how do you escape? Start small. Spend 1 day a week with no spending. Sleep on the floor once a month. Eat the same meal every day for a week. Go for a walk without your phone. Reflect. What do I really need to live well? You'll be shocked by how little you actually need, and how strong you start to feel without the crutches of comfort. Seneca's warning for you. Seneca saw it coming. A world where men are slaves to fashion, food, fame. Where happiness is rented, not cultivated. Where wealth is pursued, but never understood. He lived through it. And he left us a warning. Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. Stop letting luxury define you. Start training your mind to be stronger than your cravings. That's what Seneca knew. That's what the Stoics lived by. And that's what you can choose today. If this video sparked something in you, don't let it fade. Shield like this video if you're ready to take control of your life. Thought balloon comment below. What luxury are you ready to walk away from? Scroll subscribe for more Stoic wisdom that builds real strength. Bell turn on notifications so you never miss a lesson from the ancient minds who saw through the illusion long before we did. Your journey to freedom doesn't begin with earning more. It begins with needing less.